Saturn has just moved into its final degree of Aquarius today, and it's going to stay there for the next 10 days. Now, this again is a heads up, sort of sharing information really, because this feels like a really big deal. We now have two outer planets, Pluto and Saturn, at the 29th degree of their respective signs. And I did a reel about Pluto reaching 29 degrees a couple of weeks ago. But basically, when we have a planet, especially an outer planet, which, you know, affects us all, it has an impact on the collective. When an outer slow moving planet moves to 29 degrees, it's intense. The 29 degree point is often called the crisis degree point, or the anoretic degree. And it's really a time when the energy, that planet is rushing to complete the work that it has been doing the whole way as it's worked through the sign from 0 degrees up to 29. But it's like this last chance saloon. So there can be a bit of a mad rush to make sure that all the lessons have been learnt. Now, as we've got these two outer planets, it kind of almost feels like a grand finale before, you know, we start the next act or whatever's coming next. But it really, it feels like we're about to make some sort of breakthrough, but it's very tense. And, you know, it's hard to know what that means exactly. But if we just have a quick look back at what Saturn has been doing while it's worked through Aquarius, I just find it really interesting to look at things in hindsight. So Saturn is, it has an orbit of 29 years. So it's spent the last almost 3 years in Aquarius. It moved into Aquarius right at the end of March, well, about the 20th of March 2020. And obviously, for most of us across the world, life changed quite dramatically the same week, which I find really, really fascinating. Now, Saturn represents limitations and restrictions and lessons. Saturn wants us to really grow up and to be responsible for things and to be mature and to master what it is that we are here to work on. And to do that and to make sure we're working hard and we're learning the lessons really fully and properly, Saturn will give us challenges. And when we're thinking about Aquarius, the air sign, Aquarius is the collective. It is sort of social groups. It's our social life. It is how we work together for a common goal. It also rules technology. It is about a shared experience, because Aquarius is very global. It is about humanity as a collective. Aquarian energy can be quite non-conformist. It can be, as it's ruled by Uranus as one of its rulers, it can be sort of making a breakthrough, pushing boundaries, you know, taking ideas and making them maybe ideas from the future and bringing them into the now moment. So all those themes have been relevant, and Saturn moving through this sign of Aquarius has been testing us to make sure that we learn the lessons we need to learn. So what have we seen? Well, among other things, we've had the shared collective experience of the pandemic. Because there are very few people across the world who have not been affected by that. And that has made us realise that actually, you know, we are very much connected. And obviously, you know, whereas once something might happen in one part of the world and you could ignore it, whereas this time it was like, no, everybody is playing a part, and everybody is being exposed to this, and everybody is having this experience. It might be different on an individual level, but it is it's the same. You know, we've had limitations on our freedom. We've had our social lives have had to change. We've had to change the way we work. We've had to change the way we interact with people. And for a lot of people, it has been a real sort of defining moment, because often when you go through life and things are the same, you know, you just carry on doing the same. But when you have something that is a dramatic change, it does make you stop and think. And I know so many people who have changed their lives, who've changed what they do, you know, across in so many ways. But it is when you change your routine, that changes your perspective, and then you have this sort of space to sort of think about what it is you want to be doing next. So we have been working through, you know, working with technology, using technology to connect us all in a very different way. We've been working out that actually we need everybody in society, that it's not just about, you know, the people who've got the money and the elites at the top. It is very much everybody has a role to play, because we were so dependent on, you know, the key workers. We realised, you know, the role that the teachers play, you know, even the couriers for bringing the food to us when we couldn't get out or when there were shortages, you know, the petrol tank drivers when there were shortages of fuel. There's been so many lessons to learn to make sure, you know, are we actually, you know, having appreciation for everybody, because everybody has got a collective role to play. It has been about also universal truth is also a theme of Aquarius. And over the last 3 years, there have been so many people, you know, sharing information about truths. And I'm not going to go into, you know, what's right and what's wrong, but, you know, a lot of people have had a real kind of change in perspective and change in beliefs and change in what they know to or believe to be true. So we've been exploring that at various different levels, but again, it has changed perspective. So it's hard to say how Saturn at 29 degrees is going to play out. Obviously, we've got 10 days to find out, but if we haven't learnt all the lessons that we were meant to learn, then Saturn will make sure that we do so. So there may be further challenges coming up in the very near future. You know, we are playing with karma all the time. And, you know, we may find truths coming to light which are going to change our perspective on things, on the world, on humanity even. So I think it's going to be a very interesting time, but what comes through is just to realise when things do feel challenging, unstable, rocky, you know, if you're feeling anxious or if you're feeling like you're losing your grip a little bit, just come back to the knowledge that we are constantly evolving. The wheel is turning, everything is transient, everything is moving, and, you know, we're going to get through this. We may have to learn the lessons, but that's why we came here. We will get through it, and we will, things will shift and evolve and change. So it is about trusting, but also staying grounded and not getting too attached to whatever chaos or, you know, change may be going on around us. So I hope that helps. This is Louise at Spiral Bright Insight. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to catching up or connecting again soon.